Last year, we told you the story of DKM Diamond Microfinance, following the Bank of Ghana's action to freeze the operations and accounts of the company. There were similar agitations in the northern, upper east and upper west regions. Many of these investment hopefuls had dreams of having their deposits turned around and yielding high interest from DKM Diamond Company. They had heard incredible stories, mainly from friends and family, about how lucrative it was to invest with the company. In fact, up to 30% interest every 3 months on an investment was simply irresistible. Across the regions, thousands of individuals sold their property, including cars and parcels of land, all in a bid to raise money for the investment. But their hopes were dashed. They were livid.
If Bank of Ghana have ordered them to give our depositors, why should they wait? But they are still being the Bank of Ghana that the Bank of Ghana, they are not giving the money to them. So you don't know whether it is true or not.
I've been here for a while now trying to retrieve my money, but to no avail. I don't want to disclose how much I invested, but I have a substantial amount with them. I invested with a number of their branches, including Sunyai, Nkranza, among others. That's not all. My husband, daughter and I all have monies with DKM, and we have yet to receive a peswa.
I'm finding it difficult. Yes, I can't sleep. When I go to bed, I can't sleep. I watch television until 3 a.m. before I can go to bed.
Why?
Because this affects it. No, it's not only this one. I have the other company, the other investments. I have other money also over there.
Where?
At Perfect Edge Fan Club, I have 8,000 over there. And God is Love, I have 5,000 over there. So this one is 10,400. If you add all together, it's 23,400.
On the 11th of May 2015, the Bank of Ghana announced the freeze of a company's operations for violating the Banking Act 2004, Act 673, accusing it of operating a Ponzi scheme after obtaining a license to run a microfinance company. Millions of cedis were locked up. Up to 90,000 depositors had been ripped off. According to the Bank of Ghana, the breach of its regulations by the company has created a debt of about 500 million cedis to customers. In today's edition of Hotline, I head back to the Bono Ahafo region, the worst affected area. In this documentary, we'll speak to the man who lost more than 1 million cedis and the police officer whose transport business crashed as a result of a meltdown. We are back here in the Bono Ahafo region to find out what has happened to these depositors' monies and the properties that have been impounded. Action is already underway to get some of them have their monies back. Come with me as we explore. The Hotline team is in the heart of the Bono Ahafo regional capital of Sunyai. It's a calm city with modest buildings. You can see the cars moving to and fro and motorcycles occasionally zipping up and down. The regular busy city ambience that characterizes life in Accra and Kumasi is a lot less here. A lot has changed since the last time we came here. There have been lots of court actions, street protests, among others, all geared towards bringing pressure to bear on government, especially to pay back the monies lost. There also have been seizures and takeovers of some company property, vehicles, furnishings, Name them. It has been a huge struggle for customers as they move to retrieve their investments.
I took a loan, and personally I'm working, I'm a teacher, but I like to invest and then to trade in this forex market. So I took a loan. Now I'm paying the loan. So the salary I'm taking is down. It's not the normal salary I used to take. So it's making life a little bit difficult because life is not as it used to be.
How much did you take the loan?
I took 11,000 from Barclays Bank, which I used to start the trading.
We came in and the amount of money was not installed before the name, so we have to go back. Then her name came again, so I hope that the amount will be there again so that we get our money.
That was when?
That was last month or last 2 months, I guess. Yeah, it has been really tough. You have to come here around dawn 4 to come and sit and make a queue. Sometimes you come in and the queue has been spoiled, you have to go for another one. Some people will leave here very late. Some people are from Kumasi, so it's so stressful.
Go here at 4 a.m.
Sure, 4. You have to come back early. Otherwise, you don't get it early. By this time, 4 when you are still here. It's almost 12 and I'm still here, so.
You have your money deposited with DK?
Yeah, I have my money deposited with them.
You invested how long ago?
That was 2015, I think May, thereabout. Yes.
How much did you invest?
First I did 10,000, rollover, took my interest, and then I did rollover again. But with a little more, I don't know. This time the amount was not so heavy. I reduced it to 4,000. Yeah.
So you topped it up with 4,000, or you took some?
I reduced the deposit to 4,000. Yes, and that's what I'm waiting to collect now. I haven't received my money yet, but what I hear was, initially, if you deposited in an amount, the maximum they could give you was 3,500. And some people came in and received only 10 cedis, which was so bad. But now I think things are improving. I hear now the maximum is about 10,000, which is encouraging. So I think that's okay.
But how come you haven't been here to attempt at all retrieving the money?
Well, the names are sent through the net. So when you hear your name has appeared, then you come and cross-check. If it is there, then you come to the bankers for your money. And I've always been checking that, and my name has not come. I haven't seen it on the net yet. I'm just hoping that maybe it appeared and I haven't seen it. So I'm coming to cross-check.
Do you have any fears that your name might be missing?
Certainly. It's a game. We never expected this would even happen, but it has happened. So not finding your name is also a possibility, that you may not find your name. I heard of one Money Link and then Piram, somewhere in Accra. But we never thought, when things happen far away, you never think it will come so close to you. But unfortunately, this is what happens. Now that I'm a victim myself, I don't think next time I'll do anything like that. Because it's painful to lose your money. You fight so hard to get a little money which you can use for something, then you lose it instantly. It's quite disheartening.
Have you been in touch with managers of the company, those who took your money, the agents, however your money got into it?
Not at all. I think even when I was doing the depositing, I took some of them their contacts. Now you call them, you don't find them. They are out of coverage. Either they switch it off or something. I have some of them, their cars here, but you can't read them.
It was, however, the most refreshing news for customers, especially when the government announced plans to liquidate the assets of the company to defray the debts. Depositors who have been verified and with deposits below 3,500 cedis were called in to receive payments. This for such customers comes as a huge relief. Here are some of them.
My name is Beatrice Jamfi. I'm a matron.
Okay, how much did you deposit?
First, it was 5,000, 5,000, and then 1,000. And then when I came, they gave me 35. But today, all my money have been given to me. So I'm so happy. I'm very, very happy. I don't know what to do.
You're not going to go into any investment?
Unless I'm convinced, then I will. Otherwise, I will not.
I left Bulga around 9:30, 10.
In the evening?
In the evening. And I traveled all along. Throughout, I got to Techma and I have to charter a taxi here to come and join the queue. And I got to Sinyani around 3:45 this morning. So I took a taxi again, 5 cities from that Kaswa to the commercial bank to queue in the line. Actually, I went through hell because no breakfast. And now that I've received it around 12 something, it's a hell, it's a hectic.
How much did you invest?
4,000, all 4 million, 40 million. Yes, 4,000 Ghana cedis.
Now you've been able to go through the process.
Yes.
But not everyone is happy. Although the amount has been raised to 10,000 cedis, Kwame, not his real name, is disgusted. The 10,000 cedi payout for him is pittance, considering the amount he invested. Kwame is a businessman who, until his decision to deposit his money with DKM, was importing and trading in poultry and its feed. He was in good business, he tells me. But like many, the numerous stories which were being told about the magic DKM was doing to more than double deposits in a year was mouth-watering. He deposited over 1 million cedis. Kwame feels so embarrassed about the turn of events, he does not want his face to show. So I've blurred his face in this video. Okay. Now, what's saying DKM
I'm a trader. I sell animal feed. Sometime in April 2015, I encountered some challenges with deliveries from my suppliers. I decided to deposit over 1 million cedis in 3 tranches of 600,000, 500,000, and 40,000 cedis with the hope that I will rake in some interest on the money.
Now,
I sell animal feed, and I've been supplying to poultry farmers here in Domahinkro especially. I started very small, but over time the business grew, and I must say it's been very lucrative. I make a lot of money.
Now, Sikano, what's he saying?
First one is 6,000.
Receipt here, me 600,000.
600,000, yeah.
600,000 Ghana cedis. And now, the two first deposit out the two no. And now, second one. So if you are now they saying 2 5 billion. We see 500,000. And also the we suko 2 we did. I mean, who was so near 2nd April 2015. And now, Odi went so a cotumu. And now, debut.
And I'm a Sunday. Made a 2 year, Netchin, I'm a son called ye biblical, on so 4,000. You need a young grandson at the coto.
Dates no, Osha first one on 1st April 2015. And now, Odi 600,000 a cotumu. And now, Adichiano, 2nd April. And now, the 500,000 a cotumu.
A Sunday cotumu.
And now, I feel Sunday.
And so 4,000.
40,000.
40,000, yeah.
40,000. And so they got 2 million. On the 14th April. And now they 40,000. So got 2 million.
Only the breakum. Okay. Only a 2 breakum.
The first one no echo.
There be a concransa.
The second one.
So concransa. The third one the co breakum.
Okay. Now. I didn't know DKM now decided to this kind of
We did the background check, and I was assured it was a registered company and people were being paid their interest, so I had no reason to worry. So I went ahead to deposit. Just about 3 weeks to maturity, the Bank of Ghana intervened, and I was not paid any interest at all.
His first installment was 600,000 Ghana cedis. His second was 500,000 Ghana cedis. And then his third deposit or investment was 40,000 Ghana cedis. As we speak, he hasn't been able to retrieve a single cedi from the deposit. Kwame was so shocked he nearly lost his life to news that the central bank had placed a moratorium on the operations of the company. As Kwame tells me, but for the sight of his 2-year-old daughter, he would not have been alive today. He had decided to commit suicide.
First, I come present Camuna. Be if you grab me, dynamic banama or me penasena. I become a commerce will be cra. Mefans will be crying if you denti. Only baby crat is my baby cratia. Me banana into me.
In fact, the incident was so painful. I nearly committed suicide. I came home one afternoon and decided to end it all. But you know, I looked at my daughter and I thought about it again. I decided to stop. I have now decided rather to live and take care of my child. Because you see, there are some people who don't even have a place to stay, but they are still alive. If I committed suicide, I would jeopardize the life of this little girl.
And I am here to say, Abana was who knew it. I caught a judgment to do say, Betona, also baby Trisca, always a one Trisca. Whilst all my acquirement and Tona cast, and yes, we need to can judgment. And I had Transia and I am watching a big cry, Madame for Baco Crawu, Nancy, you could see in the tent, or more when you are good, or no crime because some bell, Muslim and Megunam Sunyamina Megu, into Bian San Fernando Messimis. Ntia mama na mfo bibiri kra mo no kra ndi ekyerem wo no kra awu a yesi no
awadam for no sika sene.
A good friend of mine who introduced me to DKM died. We buried him not long ago. My friends even thought I was the one who had died, given the amount of money I invested and the challenges I have gone through.
The madam for pardon menene koba
ntona no kachiro ensembe na no kachiro ansa no free.
Oh, see ayi no aye ne da bia me fe na o se tena koma di ande ntimi nyanto bo ase nti me kra me kosunya last me friend ne kasai.
This friend who has died was a dealer in clothes. He deposited 800,000 cedis. He couldn't survive the pain. I was always encouraging him to hang in there. Later his wife told me he has passed on.
Me din say na so sa ne ma scan local nya bi da bia me kwaya say ni die bobo no utumi funam so mitunfo. With
the help of his pastor and some close friends of his, Kwame managed to put himself together.
Yes, because me call me buy enemy suffer your resurrection power suffer watch.
The teaching and the preaching from my pastor has helped me so much. I'm alive only because of Jesus Christ.
Kwame engaged the services of a lawyer in pursuit of his hard-earned money. A commercial high court in Sunyani gave judgment granting him the right to take possession of 2 buses and a bus terminal owned by the company. That, he tells me, was such a lifeline, as monies from the sale of a property would have enabled him revive his business. But attempts to take custody of a property have been resisted by the liquidator, to the displeasure of Kwame and his family.
After many months of waiting, I proceeded to court and secured a judgment to take possession of 2 buses owned by the company. The court also granted my request to take custody of a bus terminal where the company was using to operate its transport business here in Sunyani. As a matter of fact, I went through hell to redeem the buses, especially as some of the officials of the company smuggled the buses out of the country into Burkina Faso. It cost me so much money to hire the services of a valuer and to transport the buses back to Sunyani. Just when I was about to sell the vehicles, government placed an embargo on the company's property, so I couldn't sell them.
Bass and Hobe, your mother could Supreme Court, or not the order better Sunti. Sunyan Foko to Niano. Intimpire was saying, I'm yes in India.
Now, I can't even pay my children's school fees. I virtually live on the help of my friends. They give me some donations and I'm able to feed myself.
Kwame discovered hope again, having successfully proven and won his case in the court. But now, his life is filled with anger and uncertainty.
I'm home me and I'm ready to win. Nti nyo obi kura na ese anwu sama na papa no ma misika na minye sika kura na ye de edidi. Nti me ba kura na wo ho a school kura na minye sika mfa na ko na ne na ho. Nti de nyame ya na ye hwe na obeye na obeka.
Na o business ne so
business ni na lock.
My business has also collapsed and now I only stay home.
Nti me nko ba bia no asama so me didi na mata.
Na o fani pa kakra.
O na me wo work as a meti omoka.
Had about 20 employees.
Workers in the omo ko be 20 kura because ye wo mo yi omo pack store for na yi kika ho. Nti omo bro be 20 kura. Omo yi ye ko fa free time ba omo yi ye ko farm ba bi omo na ekoyi gwa na meti omoka.
They could go warehouse.
Omo they could go warehouse and ye tu omoka. Nti am omo so nyina so nya adwuma.
Nti warehouse no say what tum.
Na matum warehouse no niam bi ani nsese.
E wo hemfa sa.
E wo do ma ha ya. Do ma yin kru. E wo kru mo ya.
And our workers no so more. His business has collapsed. Now the warehouse is shut. He used to employ about 20 people. Those people also are now unemployed, if you like. So currently he only wakes up in the morning, relies on some friends who help him to be able to get something to eat and also feed the family. But Kwame is not alone. Corporal Justice Ohene Arthur, a driver with the Bono Ahafo Regional Police Command, also has over 100,000 cedis trapped with DKM alone. He sold 2 vehicles and invested the money. It's been almost 2 years since he deposited and has yet to receive a peswa from his investment.
I'm also invested into that DKM, and later they said they recommended one to another banking called Care for Humanity, and at the same time so I have some at God is Life. And initial time they said they were collecting our booklet. When you are having let's say 100 million with them, they will give you half, and out of half, maybe you've collected some of it already. They will do that one and give you the rest. And I said no, that one then as a policeman I won't involve myself in that. Secondly, they said DKM to the first list came. My name wasn't in. The current one to the same thing. And then the Care for Humanity as a mother sister of God DKM. Now we don't know where the money is. Whether it is with DKM or like what they were saying, we just don't understand.
And you can't even find your name?
No, I sold my car. I went for a loan. I bought 2 cars. And later on, I suppose I'm a driver. I can't get time to drive my cars. And then the drivers are worrying me. I sold the cars and invested into that DKM. And
sold 2 cars?
Yes, Ovan and then Ford. And then I was having another Benz as a private car. I took a loan from Stambik. They did 5 solid years. The next month, they will free the dot in me. And now my salary, every month I have to take 1.8, which is 180. And I'm kind of saying 180 Ghana cedis. You see, it's not enough for me.
How much did you invest?
And DKM, I sold my oven. First time I'm having much money with them. Even though
you don't remember how much?
Even though Care for Humanity.
How much you don't remember?
Care for Humanity, I had 920 million. And then the branch manager at Atebubu, initial time he was my agent, and later on he was appointed as a branch manager over there.
So 992,000 cedis you had with
Care for Humanity.
Care for you.
And then
DKM
there is almost 6 to 770 Ghana.
70,000.
And then the one
70,000, not 7,000.
70,000. And the one with Atebubu, I was having almost 1 million owed 1 billion. It's almost closer.
Almost 100,000.
Yeah. And then later on, I asked the man
100,000 or 10,000.
100,000. And then later on, I asked the man. He's called James. He's a branch manager at Atebubu, and he gave me. He sent 200. That's 20,000 to me. And later on, I asked him. Now the problem has come. So you should give me the receipt. So whenever people are fighting for theirs, I also involve myself. Maybe I'll get something. Up to now, I have even reported a case to my CID officer in charge headquarters that whenever I get the man, I should get him arrested.
On the 11th of May 2015, the Bank of Ghana announced the freeze of a company's operations for violating the Banking Act 2004.
If Bank of Ghana have ordered them to give our depositors, why should they wait? But they are still paying the Bank of Ghana that the Bank of Ghana, they have not given the money to them.
I all have monies with DKM and we have yet to receive a peswa.
I can't sleep. When I go to bed, I can't sleep. I watch television until 3 a.m. before I can go to bed.
600,000 Kotum. And Adichino, 2nd April. And now the 500,000 Kotum.
That's on the Kotum. If you bear say, says can lock your crown, me, escape you in Sana and find your chuma. And I'm a woofy.
But Kwame is not alone. Corporal Justice Ohene Arthur, a driver with the Bonoahaf Regional Police Command, also has over 100,000 cedis trapped with DKM alone.
I sold my car, I went for a loan, I bought 2 cars. And later on, as soon as I'm a driver, I can't get time to drive my cars. And then the drivers are worrying me. I sold the cars and invested into that DKM. And
sold 2 cars?
Yes, Ovan and then Ford. And then I was having another Benz as a private car. I took a loan from Stambik.
For Corporal Arthur, life has never been the same.
I'm always calling the man. He will see the number, he won't take it. I'll use different number to call him. When he hears my voice, then switch off the phone. That branch manager, his name is James. He's now at Tebubu.
Sounds like that makes you very angry.
Yeah, even though this January I lost my mother and mother-in-law, the same month. You see, I have to go in for another express loan to bury both of them. As you know, police, whenever you are listening to the service, you won't able anymore. All eyes are on me. Look, I'm waiting for another loan to bury my mother and my mother-in-law in Saum.
So, apart from telling your superior about this, what else are you doing to get your money?
I've reported James to my station officer at headquarters. That whenever I see the man, I should get him arrested and send him to office for interrogation.
But with DKM, they are making some payments now. 10,000 cedis.
Now I've seen one of my names in. Maybe it will mature on 30th of this month. So I'm praying whether if I get there and my money will be given to me there, then fine.
Do you believe you get all your monies?
Initial time, I sent my money in bulk. And then later on, the agent said, so far as they will get their interest higher, I should break it. I should break it down. So that the more the different name comes, the more they also get their interest. That made me now become a small boy again. Now I'm starting life again. If I release or I show you my pay slip, you will pray for me. And then that giddy to get that one to my uncle advised me I should involve myself in that bad situation. So you can even ask the whole town. Everybody knows me. Every day when I was burying my mother, due to my gentleness, a certain man bought a coffin for me to bury my mother. So much over my dead body. Unless you kill or you threat somebody else, I'll catch you by former media. No, God forbid. I will never do that. Sometimes whenever the initial time the incident started, people wanted to go and kill the agent and co. As a police driver, I have to rush to the house with my men. Meanwhile, to
go and stop them.
Later on, they say, meanwhile, to have not paid. This is my problem.
So this has affected your life.
Now, if I open my purse for you, You will even laugh at me as a policeman, a police driver. But everything by God. God said, "In fear, and I knew definitely that things would change."
But what really happened to these millions of cedis mobilized from depositors? That's the question on the lips of many, especially on this part of town, Sunyai. For some of them, they've simply been ripped off by the company. But a manager of a beleaguered company, Ajiman Bwachi Yadom, rejects this.
People keep on saying that the money was robbing Peter to pay Paul. When BOG came out, they said that DKM deposited monies, DKM had invested deposited monies into about 70% in acquiring certain properties. Are you getting a certain property? So meaning that we are making use of the depositors' monies. Listen, look at the things that you see for yourself, the buses, the kind of buildings.
How many buses you have?
Oh, we are having close to 72 buses. Close to 72 buses. But the reason is that some of them were not paid for. So the plan pool people, we are having an agreement with the plan pool people. So they came in and we just balanced ourselves with as against the debt that we own them per the buses. Then they took some away. So it
took how many away?
So now I think it's 52. 52.
They took 52 away,
no,
or you have 52?
Now we have 52 buses, which belongs to DKM.
And what other investments you have?
We have a lot. We have a lot, which I cannot mention all. You can witness
some.
We can witness our building, the main building there. You can witness the mining sector. You can witness the excavators that we are having that at the mining sites. Are you getting it? We are about to do this particular zinc factory when this issue even came. We are about to build a hospital when this incident came. Are you getting it? A lot. We are having a share butter. Are you getting it? And you can even see about the kind of pickups that we are using running. They are our assets.
So all of them are there. It's not that you stole the monies, you embezzled the monies and got these depositors, dejected as it appears they are.
Listen, if supposing there was nothing to be liquidated, they would have come to this far. And supposing if they have even, because I know definitely that they assess these company properties before coming out to bring out that we are paying 3,500. Why is that now it has hit to 10,000? Meaning that even at all, if a property was not discovered at that time, now they have discovered such properties and they have realized that DKM, when they sell this kind of things, they can pay even up to the 10,000. And let me tell you, my brother, even the 3,500 that you were paying was paying DKM clients like about 50% or 52%. Now that it has hit to 10,000, I'm telling you that meaning that we are going to the liquidator is going to pay depositors close to 72 to 75% of the clients of DKM.
So are you doing that? Because they accuse some of you of buying vehicles, building houses with their money and so on. Now that you're talking about such agents that may exist, what's happening to them?
My brother, let me tell you. The issues that people are buying cars, people are building houses should not be a problem. Listen, like me, a manager, I'm showing you how to build a house. I'm showing you how to buy a car. I'm showing you how to be rich. So do you expect me to be poor? Listen, Mami can't be with me. Your Bible Bible say. So we Yankupon free what shepherds and suffer. DKM and next person. Let me tell you, Martin made us rich. People, I'm not denying the fact that people do not squander money. But about 90% of the workers who are rich now, Martin and DK made them rich.
With the depositors' money?
No, my brother. They were working, taking commission, 3% of at the end of the month, what comes to you, the work, the mobilization so far that you made, you give you 3%. Supposing if at the end of the month, somebody have been able to organize 2 million Ghana cedis, like that is 20 billion, and it's 3% out of it. Do you expect such a person to take women, go to your hotel and buy a lot of pizzas? Do you expect such a person to go to drinking bars, a lot of people, and be drinking out of that particular money with it? No, the person is supposed to do a property with that. Listen, in my office, the lowest person was receiving a commission was 8,000. So if such a person even received a commission of 8,000 for 6 months, what do you expect such a person to do that? Me as a manager, they come to my office, they dash me. A person can dash me like 1,000 cedis, 2,000 cedis, and like
What am I going to do with 1,000 and 2,000 cedis? A day, what am I going to eat? How much? I don't go to restaurant. I was in Kranza. I don't go to restaurant. So what? A day, my expenses is not more than even 50 cedis. So if a day I'm able to even get 1,000, 2,000, that is, some people have dashed me. Definitely, I can make good, better use of that particular money. So it's not that you are having auditors in the company and external auditors also. Are you getting it?
DKM is an acronym for Dele Kunde New Martin. That's the name of the founder and then chief executive of the defunct microfinance company. For him, the vision that birthed DKM Diamond was one which sought to only redeem what he says was the bad image of the microfinance subsector as a whole in the eyes of a customer, and not to hoodwink any depositor. The subsector, he tells me, still possesses enormous potential to be exploited.
You know, DKM came in the limelight when almost all the microfinances, in fact, the name of the microfinance subsector was being dragged to the mat. And DKM came, sustained, made sure that, oh look, if we promise you of this, please, the day you come, you get it. This is the transaction you want to withdraw. You come at any time. And that was what most of the microfinances, I think, well, I will not say they were not doing. They were practicing, but they were not active. Maybe their strategies were not all that helpful to the society in which they were. But they should have thought of it, look, our people are demanding for this. Let's try to see how best we can help them. And if it is helping them out, why don't we go the extra mile? We can talk to the Bank of Ghana people. Look, the microfinance subsector is good. It's a good platform. But we want you people to do this. We can write the official letters to them. Look, this is what we think if we do to the microfinance. And they will not just throw it away. They will call you, sit down and see how the strategies that or the policy that you want them to factor it in. And when they factor it in and they see that there's going to be hindrance or this in backlogs, they will say, okay, you hold on. Let's try to do it this way. They advise and then they try to do the best for the microfinance. I think the microfinance sector is helping a lot. A lot of the marketers, the market women cannot go to banks all the time. They try to just lodge it with the microfinance and then they do their business by the close of the day.
You are not into replicate what these pyrams and these people do?
Those kind of schemes, we are not into it. We are into full-time business. And the business is meant for the African continent and for the world. Nobody should think we are into anything like pram and other things. No. We are into stay and help society, and society will also think about whatever that we are doing, and then they help us as well.
Well, the Registrar General's Department last year engaged the services of accounting firm PricewaterhouseCoopers to facilitate the liquidation of a company's assets towards the repayment of monies to customers, particularly those verified. An initial amount of 3,500 cedis have since been increased to 10,000. This, the Acting Registrar General, Jemima Owari, says, has culminated in about 80% of the depositors affected paid off.
DKM is a very special case. It's not the normal liquidation in the sense that there was more of a humanitarian, effect to this whole thing. That's how come we galvanize ourselves to do what we're doing. So clearly we started off with a cap at 3.5. As I keep on saying, it depends on the assets that we liquidate. And we are still in the process of liquidating. So for now, we've reached 10,000. 10,000 for those who put in claims, 10,000 and above, we'll have another tranche of negotiations with them. Depending on the assets that we're able to continue to liquidate, we'll be able to pay a bit more. And I believe after that, then there'll be no more. There's going to be the third and final. With the 10,000, I think we've covered about 80% of depositors who had claims.
Really?
Yes. if they are all able to come and collect their money. Payment is still ongoing. So the 20% is the one that we'll have to now. They are the really huge ones. We'll now have to negotiate with them in total. But we told you it was about 540 million Ghana cedis. It's now 10% and below that are getting payments. Those who have 10,000 and above will have another tranche with them.
Okay,
yes.
So as we speak, is those for 10,000 and below?
No, for everybody. It's across board. It's for everybody. So if you have 10,000 and above, you get 10,000. But that's not the end. That's the threshold for now. It's not the end. So going to the next level, we'll find a way of negotiating something with those huge figures, 10 and above. So they will get something again. It's not going to end at 10,000. But those 10,000 and below, most people would have been satisfied. That's what I mean. So in that sense, I think we've really done well, because it's not been easy. We've been abused and vilified and everything, but it's for God and country. We didn't go putting any monies in anybody's pockets. We were just appointed to do this job, and with the help of God, we've been able to come this far. Initially, it wasn't good, but now I think it's smooth. You don't hear much. Some are happy. Some are happy. As always, you can't satisfy everybody. You can't. On the whole, I think more are happier than, those who are not happy. Yes, definitely. I mean, you hear complaints, but it's more of, and another thing, some of the people we have, contracted, I don't know, but somehow things were going wrong at that end. They'll be collecting monies from these people to jam the line. All those things were not right. No, they're in the various regions. Yeah, I can't control that. I mean, I will hire you to do a job, but collecting monies from people, you shouldn't. No, these are people who have suffered and they're coming for their monies. Why should you collect monies from them? So such people, some have been removed. Some have been, but those are some of the challenges that I can't really do anything about. But on the whole, many people have been able to get some of their monies back. Some didn't get all, but at least it's better than nothing. And as we get the assets also released to us, a lot of things, a lot of them were sent to court, and they were attached, so they will have to be released to us for us to sell, liquidate, and continue the process. So it's an ongoing process. That's what I want to say. I can't tell you that I'll finish in February, I'll finish in March. I'm hoping before the end of January, we should have finished. January to February, we should have finished that tranche, and then we'll go on to the next one. So before we came on board, of course, the claimants needed their money, so they went through the legal process. That's all. Some had some assets attached, some did not. But once liquidation kicks in, all those things have to come to a stop, because you have a larger pool of creditors who are also relying on the very same assets to be satisfied. That's the whole idea of liquidation. It's not the very few who just take maybe a bus or a TV and just satisfy themselves. There's a larger pool of creditors that have to be satisfied. So the liquidator comes in to stand in place of the directors and the shareholders to ensure that all creditors are given something ranking pari passu. So there's a procedure in which we do it.
I've had many people asking why scandals of this nature keep recurring. And I must say, I've also been asking the same question. Banker and financial analyst Frank Odrokwache attributes the phenomenon to what many have said is simply greed.
It does happen in the world of finance. I mean, Ponzi schemes persist, or they exist in even developed markets, in America, in Canada, in United Kingdom. And it all comes down to one thing. People want more, but in the world of finance, you must always measure, or your return should be looked in another lens of risk. If you're asking for so much return, are you willing to take so much risk? Because the higher the return, the higher the risk. if you ask for so much return, then there's a likelihood that you're putting your money at risk. You could lose everything. And so I'm not surprised this is happening at all. And this is not going to be the last that we are seeing in this, market.
Really?
There will always be people who will be greedy, looking for returns, and there will always be people who also want to take advantage of people, promising them something they know they cannot deliver, and it will be there.
For depositors like Kwame, whose investments exceed the 10,000 cedi threshold, the payments being made bring no relief at all. Kwame wants the Registrar General's Department and its associates to grant him the leave to sell off the properties identified and as ordered by the court to enable him resuscitate his business and also take care of his family.
If government says it has no hand in the DKM scandal, they should just allow us to sell the properties to defray the debt or pay the monies back to us.
Drop for no crown or more charge ye Giska, and some more coachere your cars in a court or my order be a cofaba. Now, dear, we soon knew who we are what don't sabas will be tea and I went to you. Now, cars in a goose in Yana. And so when I see you, the guys in the Diama being crow, be as Jack of fires in Yan.
Then they should just allow us to sell the properties to defray the debt or pay us the money. I have spent about 6,000 cedis plus other expenses to transport the vehicles to town.
Make almost be 60 million. No, me say me to me the 30 million, 20 million my first almost ends. Me transfer 10 million can home. Me deposit scanning your money my year and the man me court. A year cook must my value a value can value about cook 14 year 4 billion.
This 10,000 cedis payout they are making is insignificant and is an insult. How could they pay that amount to someone like me who has deposited 1.4 million cedis? This simply does not add up, as I have already spent over 5,000 cedis pursuing the matter in court plus other expenses.
But now station one year now I'm producing an autumn watching already a minimum price of that because this one is don't the minimum watching now banner in the son to my until on the na or cotton and minute. But knowing us or bar or more ban or muntiminto and as or muskans no catch. Until I'm producing a boa may cry ye people be boa me yes and goodies of betonanka. Many mistika ufuna court on dens abeto soa. Ama menyakuri.
For many people, the rip-off by DKM is simply a Ponzi scheme. The scheme is named after Charles Ponzi, who became notorious for using the technique in 1920. The idea, present in novels, was actually performed in real life by Ponzi, who with his operation took in so much money that it was the first to become known throughout the United States. Ponzi's original scheme was based on the arbitrage of international reply coupons for postage stamps. However, he soon diverted investors' money to make payments to earlier investors and himself. DKM Diamond in Ghana did same.
When you are doing a Ponzi scheme, always the people who go in first are successful. But they will go and tell the story. Yeah, so that is what has happened. Because they always say, oh, I know this man who went. They're always referring to somebody. And that somebody will also refer to somebody. Like I said, those who were smart from the beginning. You go in there, you put in your money. Your first interest you take, your second interest you take. So by the time the thing will burst, at least the interest you have accumulated is even more than the principal that you have invested.
The main regulator, the Bank of Ghana, has a big task. For many people, the bank was simply negligent. The regulator must be proactive. Frank Odrukwache again.
I don't think Ponzi schemes can be totally eliminated. It can or it could be minimized. But to say total elimination, I don't foresee that in the world of finance. They could tighten the ropes, they could do all that they have to do, but there could also be instances where people will go, what I call in the underground markets and do things.
Would prosecution of those who operate such schemes not help?
Prosecution will help. But the question is that if you prosecute those people, put them behind bars, how does the ordinary man on the street recover his lifetime savings?
Perhaps after recovering the money?
He might not be able to recover the entire money. If Bank of Ghana doesn't become magnanimous or generous to say that, okay, we will step in and pay some compensation to these people from realizing the assets of the organization. For instance, I mean, in certain instances, if the organization has no assets to be realized, then there's nothing at hand for, the depositors. They've lost it, and they can't recover anything.
Made the effort to unlock the key to Ghana.
In the lead up to the 2016 elections, the various political parties promised to pay back all of depositors' monies. Both the NPP and the NDC gave depositors reason to be optimistic. With the NPP in power, depositors are expectant and want to have all their monies paid, and paid in full. But while the discussions go on, it's important to ensure the central bank works to protect depositors. It's crucial for the bank to check the many so-called microfinance companies being opened in street corners and nooks and crannies, all in a bid to rip people off. I'm leaving Sunyani now. Kwame and the many like him have this message.
Sika ye moja,